Oh, hello there. Yes, well, it turned out all trade war-y again, didn't it? Yes, still, at least that little kerfuffle's over for the next 3 hours or something. Yes. Anyway, it's been quite interesting in its own way seeing the various reactions to these things because, well, you see, someone from my perspective just regards what Trump's doing as a kind of logical extension of where we are in this period of very late capitalism. Who really cares? We're making tons of money. My mates are making tons of money, and that's the important thing, isn't it? Yes, your lives aren't worth jack. No. Yeah, but of course the newspapers are selling us their particular line and their great and glorious views about the benefits of capitalism have to sell us something else. So yesterday we had this from the Telegraph view: who benefits from Trumpian chaos? The rich, obviously, like they do with everything else. Anyway, the real fear must be that the US president has unleashed such instability in our markets that financial institutions are threatened. Yeah, God, be awful. Can you imagine living through a period where financial institutions are threatened, like, well, pretty much most of us have, haven't we? Yes, we do live in a situation where the economy crashes once every 10 years and the people at the bottom, well, basically are even more immiserated. Great. Love that word, immiserated. It's so wonderful. And exactly that's what happens, isn't it? I don't understand an economic system that has to exist on not existing for several years out of 10. It's not a good system. Yes, anyway, the Telegraph view ends with the idea that we can hope that these things will pass. And they will pass, but only briefly. And then in about 3 years' time, we'll have yet another one. Except these things, of course, have been accelerating since, well, basically the 1980s onwards. Oddly enough, at exactly the same time as papers like the papers like the Telegraph and others were extolling the virtues of their particular brand of neoliberal politics. Yeah. Anyway, from the farcical to the even more farcical, we have in exactly the same paper, Michael Deacon, impossible to know when he's being satirical, Trump's tariffs are a disaster and the Democrats are to blame. Yes, indeed, it's like the rise in sexual crime. It's all down to teachers telling kids not to do sexual crime. And yes, it's the rise in the far right, because if you say to people that being far right is bad, they're just going to want to do it. That's the inherent logic here. Even with the 90-day pause, the party's blunders sticking with Biden and foisting Harris have set the stage for this chaos. Yes, you can see it's all the fault of, well, the people that weren't Donald Trump or something. I don't know. But yes, I mean, you know, I have enormous problems with the Democratic Party. They are still showing themselves very much like our own glorious Starmer and Labour Party about quite how appallingly useless and right-wing and, or, well, statist that they are, if I can put it that way, yeah? There is nothing more orthodox than senior Democrats, yeah? Nothing more orthodox than the front than the cabinet of the current Labour Party. That's the way those things go. But people voted for Trump, even though he lied to them, and he will carry on lying to them, and they will carry on voting for him because the media really like him, because, hey, it means that they're getting richer, and that's the important thing, even though it'll lead inevitably once again to another crash where yet more people will simply die. That's what's happening, and it's accelerating. Moving on, perhaps inevitably, to the absolutely ridiculous, we get to Tim Stanley, a man never knowingly right in a kind of, in anything other than a appallingly laughable way. Trump's tariff pause is terrible for democracy. Yes, if the most powerful leader in the Western world can't implement a policy, what hope is there for the rest of us? Yes, indeed. Imagine someone being voted in who's a complete nutter, who can't get exactly what they want. It would be awful, wouldn't it? Imagine if you had a system, right, in, let's say, I don't know, let's say a democratic form, which is where people vote for things, but we had a system which had checks and balances in it, which meant that if the people were stupid enough, you know, on the back of, you know, people like Tim Stanley telling them it would be a really good idea. After all, he was a great fan of Liz Truss's budget, yet another one, working for the paper that was a great fuss of, well, the entire Thatcherite project for the last 50 years. But yeah, just imagine, right, okay, if there were no checks and balances to stop these these people. That would be, well, I don't know, Tim. What would it be? Would it be a triumph for democracy or not? Because, of course, I think Tim is still smarting from the idea that Liz Truss didn't get those tax cuts for rich people, which, of course, would have been great for all of us, wouldn't it? All of us being, obviously, a small number of people at the top of society. And, you know, I noticed this yesterday from the Coast guy, okay? I mean, I think it's coming to something when those people that present themselves as sort of populists maybe start making the right noises. I mean, he can make the right noises on occasions. I can't bring myself to accept any of the billionaire, trillionaire players cares whether any of us lives or dies. Yes, well done you. Let's try joining the dots a bit further. Whatever is going on is about fractions vying to retain power and increase wealth for themselves alone. Whether any of us benefits or suffers is a non-issue. Yes, indeed, Mr. C Guy. Yes. Now, there's only one logical answer to that, isn't there? Yes, it's reining them all in and making sure that they can't do it. But of course, you're paid to present other reasons for these bizarre things happening, yeah? Yeah? We'll see. I don't know. It could be that they start breaking ranks. We can, in the Telegraph's view, but hope, because by God, we haven't got a lot else, have we? No, unless we organise and smash the system. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I think I know what I'm doing this weekend. Do have a glorious, glorious one if you can do. And yeah, we'll see. It's supposed to be, well, warm, properly warm today. That's going to be lovely, isn't it?